Hi there. What's going on? Saturday, July 10th. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Julie. Happy birthday to you. Hey, Julie Luce, if you're there, happy birthday. What's going on? Let me check my privacy, make sure it's all on and everything's cool. And I don't know. Boom, 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 boom. Remember that? Ready, boom, boom, Washington. Boom, 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 boom. Well, there's my privacy, and it is public, and that's done. And there are 4 comments. Patty Loman, William, Dave. Hey, hola, what's up? Francisca. Fun gig last night. Super fun gig last night. And it was fun seeing family and friends and 11-11ers. Patty showed up at the gig last night. She sold magnets. Still have them. Whoop. Stuck on you since COVID. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Carol. It was a great gig. That was 24 hours ago. I can't believe it. And it ended around, it was like 11:30, right? 11:20, something like that. And then so much. I got a shirt from today. Uh-oh. There she is, Lillian Pearl. She is my girl. Hey, girl. What's up? Mom? Hi. There's fireworks going on. She's not a fan. I mean, it's so, she never was like that as a younger dog. And now she's like she hears, not that bad. Go lie down. Good girl. In one of your many beds. Have fun. Ooh. So anyway, fun at the art fair today. Volunteered for 4 hours. About 4 hours. And then walked around. Saw things. Learned about some cool art projects. And hey, Carl Hess. And Patty Loman, there you are. There are people here. My name is Jenna Mammina. Dave loves reporting. I am here every day at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Eastern Time, every day since March 23rd, 2020. And I stream from Zoom to Facebook Live. And then my friend William D. Lindemann, who I missed last night at the show. I was kind of hoping you were going to show up. Had a feeling, but another time. He takes the Facebook shows and drops them onto YouTube. So we're here, we're live, and then we're on YouTube, and then you can subscribe. Please subscribe. Why not? Subscribe. I can't even say that word right now. Subscribe. Got hot water working. We're going to brunch tomorrow, Patty, you, Mama Grace, and I. Brunch in the morning at Planks. And then it's back to the art fair for me, which will be fun. And what else is going on in my life? Rolf and I are working on this grant that, it's one more Saturday night. Oh, right. His dinner partner, I understand. She would have had fun at the show. Maybe next time. Yeah, she was quite the doll. So tomorrow morning, Patty, Mama Grace, and I will be holding court 11:11 brunch style. Mama Grace is here. Yes, that's happening tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night, Musicians Square Table, Carl Hess. Maybe we could just do a phone call combo. And then Monday morning, meandering. Monday night, meditation. Tuesday morning, we chill. Tuesday night, Dr. Andrew Rader, unless he's on vacation. I haven't heard yet. Wednesday morning, making and baking with Patty. Wednesday night, Shauna, except she's on vacation. I'm not sure she's going to be here. Thursday morning, we chill and something happens. Thursday night, what's happening next Thursday night?
Coming this Thursday, lives will be changed forever. 11:11 with Jenna presents Corona Roki International Limited. Bring your best, just stay home. Live from her state-of-the-art studios, the Lily Pad, broadcasting throughout space and around the world to each and every home. 11:11 with Jenna. Jenna, Corona Roki International Limited, this Thursday.
And we're back. Hair, makeup, things happen. This Thursday, Corona Roki, Dave Love. And we have some people already ready. But I can't think about that right now because I'm excited. So that's Thursday. And then Friday morning, Armando comes on. And Friday night, Display and Share. Saturday morning, one more Saturday morning with Jeff Metzger. And Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. What up?
We need more talk shows with choreography, I think.
Oh, yeah, I like your moves. You got the move.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm okay, a little tired, but happy to be here.
Thank you. I like that tie-dye. Is that a scarf? Is that a...
What on the it's like kind of like it can be used as a tablecloth, it can be a wall hanging. It's not really tie-dye, it's like a print, but it's got kind of a tie-dye vibe to it, yeah.
Very nice.
I just put it over, there's this, that's like a really ugly kind of like Naugahyde covered chair, and I just thought it didn't really fit the 11:11 aesthetic, so.
I think, the actual chair, so the tie-dye.
The actual chair, yeah.
So that was your brother's bedroom?
This was my brother's bedroom from, let's see, we moved here in 1955, and then he went off to college in 1963, so for those years it was his bedroom. And then my mom used it as kind of an office. Actually, my grandmother spent her last years in this room.
Oh, wow.
And then my mom had her, first she had her typewriter, and then she had, a word processor before they were full-blown computers. It was like a Smith Corona word processor.
Yep.
And then we finally got her into the real world of computers, which she didn't use very much for anything but email and writing letters and stuff.
And are you in the bedroom that you grew up in? I mean,
actually,
do you sleep in the bedroom? Is your bedroom the same bedroom as what I'm trying to say?
No, now I'm spending most of my time in the old parental bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah. Or sometimes I wind up sacking out downstairs in the den because it's where the big TV is, and I'm watching old movies on TCM, and I just say, I ain't moving. I'm just sacking out here tonight.
What's that yellow cabinet back there? It's like is that a record player or something?
No. You mean over my shoulder? You see yellow, and that was actually, we got this. This is like a built-in
Oh,
bookshelf.
there's something on it. It's yellow, kind of goldish with the
Oh,
little brown.
oh, this here.
Yeah.
Uh, this is the complete Europe '72 box set,
Oh,
which came in like a little model of
suitcase.
like a steamer trunk. Yeah,
I
it looks like an old style 1920s steamer trunk from a ship. Yeah,
think you did show us that before, but
yeah,
it's different.
yeah.
Okay, but your brother's the room is painted kind of groovy.
Well, my mom. This is my mom's kind of wacky. They got this built-in kind of unit for books, and there's drawer space, and my mom painted it like yellow and orange. Yeah,
Hey,
it's kind of a '60s look. It looks like the set of Hullabaloo or some TV show from the '60s.
and that's paneling behind you. Yes,
It's paneling, yes.
very cool.
Yeah,
Very.
it was of its time when this room got remade. It was like very of its time.
I'm sure. I like
Yeah,
it. I can see
yeah.
that. So, what have you been doing today?
Today, well, I've actually been. I actually had to do some shopping, and I've been like jumping back and forth. I'm helping to work on your grant thing. Happy to say, proud to say, it's a pleasure to say. So I've been sort of, well, we were going to rework your existing bio, and then we realized for this grant we need something a little more specific and focused. So I'm trying to whip that thing into focus, and I'm going to try to get it to you sometime tomorrow so we can go over it, and then maybe the deadline is Monday, so maybe clean it up on Monday and get it in there. It'll be
Ooh,
it'll be kind of down to the wire, but because
okay.
it's because having to start from scratch on like for something specifically suited this purpose, with my week getting a little like having other things to do and running around, so it's been a little bit of a challenge. But I know what I want to say, and I know what I'm saying in it, and I think you'll be pleased.
I'm sure. Well, thank you, and yeah, Gary's writing the bio, but it's a specific bio for this particular grant. That if I get the grant, Rolf and I will be creating this album that we all already have thumbs up on from Nikki Harris, Kenny Washington, Jeff Haynes, Zoe Ellis, James Genus. You know, it's
Some some serious players.
yeah, Melanie Demore. You know,
Well, in that case, Chartbuster.
yeah. So it's pretty exciting to even the dream of it happening, and if the dream of the grant doesn't happen, we've created this outline of an incredible idea of a record to make, and we're going to do it
Right,
regardless. So
right. And this the grant involves like some kind of residency program. It's interesting. Uh, sometimes like diving into grant making stuff like kind of makes my eyes cross because it's like there's a lot of very specific things. You
just
know.
the reading, when you read it out loud, he read me a question tonight, and I went, "What? Can you
Yeah.
ask me that in
Yeah.
English, please?" And he's like, "The specificality of ba, 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 ba," and I'm like, um, yes.
Yeah, right. It's an interesting administrative and bureaucratic process that is not necessarily that conducive to those of us who kind of are into spur of the moment, spontaneous creation, and having to meet these specific criteria can be, wacky, a little, a
Well,
little, a little mind-boggling. But I'm trying to tailor the language so that it speaks to your strengths as a builder of community and as a communicator, which 1111 is like, the most incredible evidence of that. And, I think, it's kind of an easy sell in that area. I have no idea what goes on within the heads of grant giving administrators. So, it's your guess is as good as mine, but
it's a
I
gamble.
can't, but
It's like if
utterly
you
just,
hire a publicist, it's a gamble,
yeah,
you know.
but,
That
yeah. The thing
yeah,
is,
Dave loves grant writing is difficult. Yeah.
yeah, it really is. It's definitely not my field, So this is a little daunting, a little challenging, but I'm going to try to make it, tight and you have to eliminate a lot of adjectives. You can't say, just awesome, brilliant, charismatic, all that, because they're all true about you, but that's not, they're looking for something, you know the language can be a little dry in these things. When words like multidisciplinary show up a lot, that's that's kind of your that's kind of your grant writing thing.
That's when my ADD kicks on. So, but you went to the store as well. You went shopping today.
I went to the most insane scene at a Trader Joe's I've ever seen.
Really?
I mean, I thought, okay, I've been thinking it's been a while since I've been to Trader Joe's. I like Trader Joe's. Um, can get some cool stuff at Trader Joe's. I was actually the thing that informed my final decision to go to Trader Joe's today was something I'm almost a little ashamed of because it was like sheer craven snack food curiosity.
Nice.
Yesterday, a friend of mine on Facebook posted a picture of a bag of a new snack food revolution that has completely transformed her life. It is key lime kettle corn.
Whoa.
Key lime kettle popcorn.
Lime kettle popcorn.
And I said, does this sound like a good thing? And this woman said, I'm not even that big into key lime pie, but this is unbelievable. This is almost like a psychedelic experience. And so I said, she actually said, I wish I was a stoner because this would be the most incredible munchies,
Right?
you know, uh, opportunity. And I started thinking, key lime popcorn, and then I started thinking, oh man, lime is like the incredible little taste sensation when you get Mexican street corn.
Yeah, I love lime.
There's the lime on it, and I said that could
Mhm.
work. So I went and bought a bag. No wait, I'm lying. I bought 2 bags of of the key lime popcorn.
Because it's sweet also.
Yes, it's sweet, but it's got the tartness of the lime is in there. Doesn't overwhelm anything. It's still like, good pop. It's amazing. It's really, really good. So, so Trader Joe's key lime kettle popcorn.
Is it
It's
in their
like
new item area?
it's yeah, it's a pretty new item, I think. So
So tell us what happened. So you go into Trader Joe's and it's just mayhem, like
you go into Trader Joe's, and at the front door there's a guy holding up a sign that says "Back of line." So just as you're coming in, if you all when you want to check out, you have to find the guy with the back of line sign, and it stretches around the store.
yay.
It was incredibly crowded, and they were letting people in when I first got there in like maybe five or six at a time because it was so crowded. Then that let up a little bit. So just looking for the food that you were getting, you had to sort of like work around the line, and say, excuse me. It was nuts.
Was it
I've
that
never,
crowded in the actual store?
well, because they had the line like going around this perimeter of the store, it was crowded right in front of the cases where you wanted to get your cheese or your whatever items. In the aisles was crowded, but just with shoppers, and then the line just complicated things. But it was nuts.
You really
Um,
wanted that key lime pie
but
popcorn, didn't
well,
you?
the kilo, I found that really quickly. That was actually the first item I grabbed. But then I was also shopping for other things, and
What else did you get?
well, that was the inspiration for my dinner tonight. I had already thought about dinner tonight, and I was thinking of doing some kind of stir fry
Mm,
with some kind of seafood product,
mm.
and it wound up being. See, we segue right to the what did you eat today question. It's so efficient. Um, what I got was their frozen sea scallops.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I had
A-
scallops tonight also.
and my brother had scallops tonight. All,
Really?
all of us without consulting each other. It's amazing.
Wow.
So
So
a tri-coastal scallop festival.
coastal scallop
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Yes, we had
Um,
we had scallops on the grill tonight. It was my brother's birthday celebration and my mom's
oh,
birthday celebration and my
nice,
brother's
nice.
girlfriend and these other people and my her nephew and all these people. It was a birthday and Grace. We kept celebrating. We're still celebrating.
Of course. No,
But
that.
yeah, anybody else have scallops tonight? Scallops and salmon. I had Salmon, as the Canadians say.
Right, right. So I did a scallop stir fry
Mm,
with some like water chestnuts, carrots, celery. Um, what other veggies did I throw? A bunch of garlic, and then I had some noodles. Mix them all up with noodles and really nice kind of spicy stir fry sauce with a touch of garlic in that as well. I was very happy with the
sounds
results.
really good. What kind of
Yeah.
noodles?
Just like regular rice noodles, really good. Your kind of your classic stir fry noodles, and really happy with the results. Yeah,
Sounds like it. So will that be leftovers for tomorrow?
I'll have leftovers for tomorrow. Yes, I will. I made sure of that. I made plenty.
And
So that
tomorrow
was.
on your show, what's happening?
Oh, tomorrow on our show we have Joe Russo,
Oh,
which is
cool.
great. Yeah, haven't had Joe on in a while, and one of my favorite people, as well as one of my favorite musicians. Love talking to him. Haven't had the chance to hang with him in over a year, and he's got a bunch of stuff going on. They're getting ready to go back really on tour. They've been doing these little residencies in New Haven that I may have mentioned, but now they're going to do this. There's not like a full-fledged lock-in festival this year. What they're doing down on the farm is these uh, sort of mini festivals over several weekends. And so Joe and Almost Dead are going to headline one of these weekends, and on a couple of the nights they're going to have John Medeski and Billy Martin.
Nice.
Yeah, Chris Wood's off doing some other stuff right now, and then there are other bands that are going to headline weekends and have like guests and friends. So they're going down to do that in the middle of August. And I think I told you also, Joe gets to play at Newport at the Jazz Festival with Christian McBride, Marco Benevento,
So cool.
uh, and who's oh, Schofield. Yeah, so
Wow. That's
he's
crazy.
he's pretty excited about that. So we got to talk to Joe, and we're also going to have, actually, just because he's in Oakland and he's just going to hang out at David Gans's home studio, a guy named Rich Mahan who works with Rhino and Warner Brothers, and he's one of the guys who created the Good Old Grateful Dead cast, the incredible podcast that is the official podcast of the Grateful Dead. And he and
Oh,
Jesse
and he's going to
Jarnow,
be on your show tomorrow.
he's going to be on our show tomorrow, so we'll have some
Fun.
cool stuff to talk about. And yeah, so that'll be fun. It's actually the first show where we've had a couple of guests in a while, so it'll change up the format a little bit.
Have you heard anything as far as movement into the city or anything? Any announcements?
Going back to work in the office, no one has suggested any timetable. I don't. I'm sure they're talking about it, but they haven't indicated a when. If I could spend every Sunday on the couch, I would. Or although I won't be on the couch tomorrow, I won't be up here either because
You won't be on the couch?
I won't be on the couch and I won't be here. I think what I'll do is plug, because I have this little unit that I have to use. I will go into the den, which is where the router is, and plug that straight into the Ethernet rather than do it from the couch.
That unit is quite. I've talked to other Sirius XM people, and they mentioned this unit.
Yeah, it's a miracle. It just makes you sound like you're in a studio.
So
Uh, so that's cool. It doesn't have that Wi-Fi-ish sound or that Zoom-ish sound. People have been doing radio over Zoom or Skype and stuff, and it sounds a little funky, but this really just
is it
sounds
like a
like.
mixer?
I don't know.
Channel mixer? I have
Well,
one of
it it
those.
it it has outlets. You can mix two different sources because it has two different outlets for a headset and a microphone.
Okay.
But uh, the real actual sonic mixing is done from whoever is engineering the show, which these days is from a totally other location. Someone in their living room with a computer. It's pretty crazy.
So I was mentioning to you earlier that I'm okay with having a shorter show this evening
Yes.
after it's flying back and then bit preparing for the show and doing everything and getting back into what this new normal is kind of exhausting.
It's exhausting and challenging. It's not just, oh, let's get back to normal by any means. It really takes a lot of well considered decisions and how you're going to apportion your time and how all that time you had is like, you still kind of value it. It's like, maybe I don't want to go out today. Maybe I'm in the habit of this thing, and then to what extent do I need to break this habit?
I'm
It's
definitely in my habits of that for sure.
Yeah.
And doing things like learning more. I'm working on a Patreon project that will tie into the show and the meditations. And and then yet there are people that I want to see, and then part of me just all of a sudden I go, it's been 3 hours that I'm working on something, and it's okay. But I did
Yeah.
go to an art fair today, and I walked around people for hours and worked at the art fair, and it was interesting. Hey, hi, Janelle.
Hi,
Janelle.
Janelle.
Oh, someone told me about. I met some people from Pittsburgh today. They were talking about a jazz club, not Konam. Konam is a really cool restaurant in the Temescal.
Uh,
Konam, but something. Anyway, I'm sure you've played there. Janelle Michelle Burdell. That's what I knew. Her name is Janelle Burdell, but I added the Michelle part
yeah, makes sense.
because or I could have said Rochelle or something.
For sure.
My chair is being, oh, yeah, Konalma. Yeah, Konalma. Yeah. They said it's very cool and that I need to get a gig there.
Nice.
So I guess I know there's a drummer there I can use, but here I go.
Are you going to Pittsburgh right now?
Yeah. Or down the steps, one or the other.
Oh, we missed you.
I think it's getting more, I think my house is tilted a little bit more since I've been gone.
That'd be funny if you just like during the course of a show, just were slowly rolling
Oh,
downhill.
it's happened many
Yeah.
times. And back in the day when I first received the chair, thank you,
Hmm.
I had the door open and I really had to, hey, there she is, Melanie Demore. Elizabeth Curian. Oh my goodness, you guys. You have no idea. Elizabeth Curian is she's my little sister.
Nice.
She's an incredible artist. If you have animals that you would like, this crazy, beautiful, I don't want to say it's a painting. She does these. What do you do, Elizabeth? Tell people. And maybe she's on that cool Etsy stuff. She's like one of the top people on Etsy. Anyway, I love you. I miss you. I really miss you. I'm in St. Joe. Come home, please. Hang out with me. Let's go for walks. But no more animals? No, she says no more because she has too many. I could show you here. I could just roll over to one. Hold on.
There you go again.
But where? Oh, mine's right here. This is one of them. She does lots of really cool stuff, but this is Lily the Pearl.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Look at that face.
Yep. Oh, you're hanging around people again, Elizabeth? Really? With soul, right? No more animals. She also did both covers of Rolf and my records. We're working on a third one, so we need a photographer. Elizabeth Kirian. She's incredible. She's I have her art in this room. I'm still waiting on my moon, girl. Just saying. I know. I think Julie's out still with her family.
Well, good for her.
She went to a movie and she had some beers and she had a flight. I saw her. She had a flight earlier.
Great.
Not a flight, not that she took off, but a beer flight. But so, what else is going on? What have you been watching, or have you not been watching because you're working on this?
I have not watched. Well, I watched Summer of Soul again. I had to.
I've seen it twice.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
So you didn't want it to end the first time.
No, no. I could watch it or part of it every day. Just to get. Let's see. Yeah, I'll watch Mavis and Mahalia again. Today's Mavis's birthday, by the way.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Mavis Staples.
Oh, birthday.
So she was when she did the,
Yes.
I can't blame them. The mention of her name would
Right.
evoke that kind of response, especially if you've seen Summer of Soul. So I actually found out, when I saw it was her birthday today, I looked up the dates of the Harlem Cultural Festival, and Mavis was 2 days short of her 30th birthday
No,
when she sang with Mahalia. Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Nina's was amazing.
Nina.
Abby.
Yeah, and I love we just get a little bit of Abby, but you get the essence of who she and Max were. You know, it's yeah. I'm still. I don't know the last time a movie had that profound an effect on me. It's really it stays with me. I think about it a whole lot. I want to be Questlove's best friend. Really,
Did you
he's
ever see that movie he did? Um, he didn't do it, but he was a part of it. It was called the Before the Music Dies, but it was
yeah, yeah,
before
yeah,
the
yeah,
MD, and
yeah.
it was a really incredible movie that they specifically made for musicians to
Right.
see. And there was a an under this was pre-internet stuff,
Yeah.
but an underground group was distributing this guy and his brother, I think, and his brother died, and he got this movie out there, and Quest is in the movie, and he says something that I always agree with, and I've said it in a different way, that I really I prefer to play with people that I can have a 10-hour meal with. If I know I can't sit there for 10 hours with a meal with someone, why do I want to be on stage with them? Because if I'm on stage with them, then we're going to get more gigs, and we're going to be in the car for 7 or 8 hours, and then we're going to get on the plane, and then we're going to get
Yeah.
out, and we're going to have to be. So I have to know that that's part of my thing. And he did that with the Roots. Those guys got
Yeah.
together on a weekly basis, not only to rehearse but to have dinner together. And
Right.
it's a really cool movie. And I don't know if it ever made it commercially or not, but
It didn't, definitely didn't. It was very, I think it almost went straight to home video, I don't even know if it had a formal theatrical run ever.
and it basically explains about how the music business was dying then.
Right.
That,
And how it becomes harder and harder for musicians to make a living
right.
because of some of the practices of the music business
And
and
you
all
hear
that.
how
So
they
yeah.
did they took this model woman and made her a star, and they did a whole, I think they did a pop song with her. Yeah, you got to be together, girl. We're
Yeah.
going to be together in the studio.
Yeah.
Good vibes. I'm so happy Elizabeth is here. I miss you. I love you. My little sister. She's in Florida. So right now we have Florida, somewhere in Florida. I don't know where it is. The town, Michigan, more Michigan, Pittsburgh, Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And Mama Grace is right downstairs. And that's cool. And I'm just so happy that people are here. It's
Yeah.
really pretty good. And there are people here that I don't know who you are. So again, my name is Jenna Mammina, and this is Gary Lambert. And we are on 11:11 with Jenna, and it happens every day and every night, 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
you just you you just transmit that so beautifully. Just give the essence.
Thank
So
you.
perfect. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah. So we had crazy weather here.
Oh, you did like a monsoon type thing,
I
right?
guess yeah, kind of like part of the leading edge of Hurricane Elsa, and it was one of those things where water was going down into the subways, but not quite as catastrophically as it did when Sandy hit. But for a while, the subway stoppages and all that, and then it let up, and I actually said, I wonder if I can take the subway somewhere.
Woo!
And I took the subway into Brooklyn.
You did?
I took the subway into Brooklyn to hear live music. Uh,
Do tell.
yeah, I went to one of my favorite music spaces, a shrine to deep listening, the tiny back room of Barbez
Oh, I
in
love
Park Slope.
Barbès. I love Barbès.
the most amazing. I don't think it holds more than 40 people.
If that.
It's
It's a
the back room.
teeny tiny room.
It's the back room of a bar, and it's just separated from the bar by a curtain. So, you hear a little bit of bar noise, but the listening inside that room is so intense. And I've seen so many incredible people there. Jenny Scheinman did a long residency of Tuesday nights there. And Bill Frisell would drop in anonymously and play with her, and Tony Scher and Jason Moran, on the funky upright piano at Barbez. He would play duets with Jenny. So I've been going there for a long time, and it was my first time back since
Wow.
early 2020.
This was last
And
night?
last night, and I went to see this great double bill. The opener was this wonderful violinist, Dana Lynn, who's like a really in demand, plays in a lot of people's ensembles, and she's an incredible violinist and composer. And she had a great band with Sarah Schoenbeck on bassoon
Okay.
and Mike McGinnis on reeds, and I'm forgetting the bass player's name, but just these really beautiful little chamber-like pieces that she writes. And then there was a set by the amazing, legendary Stu. Stu, are you familiar with Stu?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stu of the infamous L.A. band The Negro Problem, and he can say that because he's black. and the reason he named his band The Negro Problem was because he was a black guy who was into punk rock, and there was all these conflicting, strains of identity going on, like people thinking that wasn't what the music he should be playing, and him not caring about what people thought, and they're an incredible band. And then he created this amazing Broadway show with his partner Heidi Rodewald called Passing Strange, which, if you've never seen it, Spike Lee made a film of it. The show got critical raves, but had no commercial, hook. It didn't have, crashing helicopters on stage, and it didn't have some big movie star starring in the lead role. And that's the way you make money on Broadway, is some kind of gimmick, some kind of hook to bring the tourists in.
We should do that. We should just, all of our friends are writing these hit Broadway musicals, so why not? Hey, I have
Yeah.
to do something really quick. I have to interrupt.
Okay. Oh, ka-ching.
Thank you, Melanie Demore.
11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11. Who you gonna call right now?
Sorry, I had to do that. Just seemed like the right thing to do. Not to
Okay.
mean to interrupt you at all. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But, when that happens. Thank you,
Yeah.
Melanie.
Yeah. Michael Peltz wants to know, have an insider's update on the Central Park concert in August. Michael, I am not an insider, therefore, no.
But you're outside the inside group.
Not real, not with Mayor De Blasio's office or Clive Davis. These are the people who are putting this thing together. There has been no update. There's been no official announcement of the concert yet. It's just like the only real hook that people have for thinking what's happening and who's going to be there and what the format is going to be is De Blasio made some statements without anything being said about it. They better get it together pretty soon. As far as
It sounds like what I've heard. It just sounds like it's just going to be way too many people.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you expect people in the hundreds of thousands for an event like this, the middle of Central Park, after a pandemic or on the tail end of a pandemic. So, it's just, it does not appeal to me no matter how much the artist performing appeal to me. It's not my format. What can I say? I'll be happy to watch it on TV. I'm sure they'll stream it,
Do you think so? Yeah, probably. If it's a New York healing concert thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, it would be silly to allow 500,000 people
Yeah.
to see something that they're going to leave 7,500,000 people out of in New York. So yeah, it would have to be made public in some other way.
So curious of this storm that you had. And the
Yes.
last time I went to Barbez was on a Sunday evening.
Hmm.
And it took me about almost 2 hours to get back because it was a Sunday.
Right.
It was late.
Right.
Sunday to get back up to Harlem.
Hmm.
During the storm, was there lots of get on this train, do this thing, jump around, turn around thing?
Actually, by the time I set off for Brooklyn, the major part of the storm had stopped, and I looked up the subway conditions on on the app, on the subway app, and everything had pretty much gotten back to normal by that point. It was gratifying. I left my house at about a little before 6 to make this 8 o'clock set. Got there absolutely on time, no delays. Um, oh, and then my plan after Stu's set, which was fantastic, by the way. He's got this new band that's really incredible. Um, it was my plan to hop over to another show in Brooklyn, um, over at this place, Industry City, that I've told you about. It's where I saw Frizzell, and they've had some really good stuff all summer. Except this was an outdoor show, and when Stu's first set ended, it was raining torrentially again with insane lightning. Um, and the thing is, like, a lot of people inside Barbez were like trying to get Lyft or Uber to take them home or take them somewhere, and it was like everyone's just standing inside the front of the bar, like trying to get a signal on their phone, trying to find a driver. So that was nuts. So obviously the show that I was going to go to, the outdoor show, got canned, and that was unfortunate because our friends Will Bernard and Peter Affelbaum were going to be involved. But then the rain let up, and I went to the subway. Actually, I stopped and had a slice of pizza first. Then I went to the subway,
I was waiting
and
for that. Did you get any?
yeah,
Was there any food experience in this?
yeah. I grabbed a quick slice on the way home, and again, the subway was utterly efficient and got me home, even after this next torrential rain and hellacious lightning. Got me home absolutely on schedule. So that was the resilience of New York.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And was it sold out? Barbez?
Yeah, the first show was. I'm not sure about the. There was going to be a 10 o'clock set also, but the first one was not. Of course, it doesn't take much to fill up the room at Barbez, but it was great. Yeah, Stu hasn't played that much since the thing ended, so it's, a lot. He's got a lot of fans there. He lives in Brooklyn now. Um, Bill Bragan, who used to run Joe's Pub, was there. Bill lives in Abu Dhabi now.
Bill Brayden. I
Yeah,
met Bill through Alexa.
yeah.
Or
Bill's
Brayden.
Bill's an amazing guy.
Lives in
Bill.
Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, he works for NYU, has a School of the Arts in Abu Dhabi, and he is their arts administrator, and he books music into Abu Dhabi. And he just happened to be coming back for a trip to New York, and he helped create Passing Strange. He's the one who suggested to Stu that he turn these sort of storytelling songs into a work of theater. So
Lives in Abu Dhabi.
yeah, Bill is a very amazing cultural catalyst. So I was really
Super.
happy to see him. Really happy that he made it.
He's on
Yeah.
holiday right now. Yeah, I haven't seen him for quite a while.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that he's in town.
Yeah.
Well, in town over there.
Right.
So, anything else besides the soul? Besides what we have on repeat? Are you watching any other movie things?
Um,
Hi, Lily and Pearl.
not this past week so much. No. But there's. Oh, I do want to note the passing of a major hero of mine, Robert Downey Sr., father of Robert Downey, the great, insane, iconoclastic, satiric, crazy filmmaker Robert Downey Sr. passed away this week at 85. And he made a movie that is one of my holy grails, which is called Putney Swope. Anyone who hasn't seen Putney Swope, made in 1969, and one of the most twisted, hilarious. Um, if there are anyone who can back me up on this out there who's seen Putney Swope, it's it's a movie that it's about an advertising agency in Manhattan, and the president, the founder of the advertising agency, drops dead at the very start of the film, and they have a vote among the board as to who the new guy will be, and everybody votes for the one black guy in the office because they all thought no one else would vote for him. So, and he becomes chairman of the board and turns it into this this radically Afrocentric advertising agency, and insanity ensues. This is like now a 52-year-old film, and it still feels like so much, very much of the moment. Incredibly low budget, crude, you know, uh, doesn't really have a plot that makes much sense, but it's so damn funny, and I think one of the most brilliant satirical films ever made. So Robert Downey, thank you.
What was that other one that he did that was a cult?
He had one called Greaser's Palace. He had uh, he had one called Chafed Elbows. That was his first. Thank you. There it is. You can actually catch Putney Swope. It's on Criterion right now, um, but you can also there's like a complete version of it that somehow hasn't gotten taken down on YouTube. So you can just watch it for free
Right.
on YouTube if you want.
Double, double.
Yeah,
So check it out.
yeah.
Thank you, Gary Lambert.
Dave Love gets it right. Arnold Johnson was the guy who played Putney Swope. An amazing thing about Arnold Johnson, his he had he had apparently trouble with his teeth or his dental work and so he talked like very quietly and indistinctly. So in that film, Robert Downey Sr. dubbed Putney Swope's entire part. You're seeing Arnold Johnson's lips moving, but it's Robert Downey Sr. doing all the talking, which is really strange. Yeah.
Interesting. See,
Hmm.
how, would would I know that? I mean, I guess I could Google that. Who is the voice of? But
Yeah. I didn't know that for years. I
how
always
would you
thought,
know that?
yeah,
That fact? Where does that
yeah.
come from, Gary? Where in your brain do you?
Robert Downey himself revealed it in an interview. Interestingly, the filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson, who made Boogie Nights and There Will Be Blood and all these, really big movies.
So disturbing, but I love it.
Yeah, he's an absolute Robert Downey fanatic. And in fact, there are, if you look closely, within several of Paul Thomas Anderson's films, there are little homages to Putney Swope, including in Boogie Nights. There's one, and Robert Downey has a small part in Boogie Nights. So he just was a very devoted. Anderson was a very devoted advocate of Robert Downey, and he's interviewed him a few times. And if you look up uh, Paul Thomas Anderson and Robert Downey discuss Putney Swope or something like that, you can find it on YouTube. Them talking about it.
Do you listen to music most of your day when you're not watching? Do you have something?
I don't. That varies a lot. Sometimes I just really want to concentrate on music, and I don't want it in the background. There are other things that I can sort of have on peripherally, but I'm more of a listener than someone who feels the need to like have music going all the time. Um, I'm thinking about music a lot. Sometimes I'm imagining music rather than listening to it, or some song will come to me, or some you know beautiful Bill Evans performance or something. And I have those things are so imprinted on me that I almost don't have to listen to them. You know,
I'm really hoping that one of these Corona Rokies sometime you'll
one of these days,
get that guitar out,
one of these days.
sing us a song. Maybe Blanche will come on sometime. She keeps threatening that she's going to do Corona Roki, but she's too busy with Cher. Of course, right? I,
Of course.
I'm kind of over it. Well, I don't want to keep you. It's already midnight,
Yes.
and I know that you have things to do.
Yes, I do.
Sorry, man.
I have a thing to do, especially.
Well, I'm just so excited that just in a matter of in a matter of minutes, I messaged um, James, Jeff Haynes, Nikki Harris, and yeah, and like two other people, and they're all like, "Yeah, we're down to do this. When's it going to
That's great.
happen? Where's it going to happen?" I go, "Okay, well, really." I told Rolf, I said, "We need to do this regardless." So, but thank you so much for
Of
doing what
course.
you're doing.
Of course.
I'm excited to read it, and I'm around tomorrow to do well. In between, I have 11:11 brunch with Patty and Mama Grace.
Right, and I've got my radio show, so we'll all be we'll be doing the slalom between things. You
I
know.
do. And Rolf is in the middle of this really interesting project that I don't know that much about, but he's part of a um I can't I'm not even going to say what he's a part of. He's a part of a theater group that
Hmm.
do a lot of it's political and it's environmental, and they learn about towns. And one of the ways that they go into a town where they want to do, like, if there's something happening in that particular town, they go in and learn about the people, and they ask them questions, and they're particular questions, and they'll ask college students and people that work in the drugstore and people that work with all these same questions about things in the town. And so that's what he's doing right now, is interviewing in this town upstate, and he's there all day and then starts working on the grant at 8 plus at night. So that's what we're, you know, calling, texting,
Right.
emailing
Right.
each other.
Sure. Yeah,
So,
it's amazing to try to thread the needle on something like this and get it coherent. And but
well, if anybody can do it, Gary Lambert.
it,
So
it remains to be seen. But I'm
we'll
hopeful.
see if we get
Yeah.
it in and
Yeah.
we get something, then we'll have a
Yeah.
record. So
There you go.
yeah, why not? Well,
All
thank
right.
you very, very much. Oh, we want to see something I found in one of my boxes, in a box, in a box.
Well, sure.
It's my old barrette from
Aw.
my hair that I bought on
Aw.
tour
Aw.
years ago.
Aw.
Years
Sweet.
ago. I
Love
know.
it.
Makes me happy. So I have it right. I add it to my shelf of things. And I found this too. This was the original Barbie.
Wow.
And I had one. And then I didn't. But this is a little tiny one of the same thing.
Right.
I thought you
Yeah.
would be interested in seeing that,
Well, of course.
Gary Lambert. All right, man. Well,
All right.
thank you, thank you, thank you, Gary Lambert, everybody. One more Saturday night with. And I think, check this out really quick. Jeff Metzger, Michael Peltz, and Gary Lambert are going to be in the New York, this in around each other
Around the same
August.
time.
So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that the three of you have a moment together and
That would be great.
jump on, even if it's not 11:11. You jump
Yeah.
on and we have a little party. All right. Oh, good night, Janelle Michelle Burdell.
Good night, Janelle. Good night, everybody.
Rana, Rana. Rana is here at the art fair. I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, Rana, 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 Rana. I love you. Rana Katz, title of my next song or painting. Shelf of Things. Oh, girl, if you saw the shelf of things in my apartment. Yeah, I like that idea. Thank you. Well, Rana, I want you on the show. Gary, question for you, really quick.
I was wondering that shoe hadn't dropped
What am
yet.
I doing, rushing you off so quickly? What are you doing next Saturday night?
Well, as I mentioned, as the summer wears on, things might get more
I know.
complicated.
I know.
There might be Saturday nights when I'm not available,
No.
but next Saturday night is not one of those. I'll be on 11:11.
All right. Good.
All right.
Okay. Well, see
I'm
you
glad
next.
we resolved that.
I-
When the
I don't know
question
what
isn't
I'm
asked,
thinking. I mean, I should have down, there are certain questions that I know I ask you, but I never ask them in any particular order.
you have
But,
a cue card person. Yeah.
well, maybe one of these days. But then
Right.
I'll be going like,
Right. Right. Or you could train Lillian Pearl to give signals.
she gives me signals. She
Right.
gets up from her bed,
Mhm.
walks out here and goes,
Right. Right.
and then walks back to bed.
Right.
That's about all the signal I need. Like,
Right.
oh,
She just says she says, "Still doing your little show,
it's
eh?"
time. Are you still talking to that square thing? Come snuggle with me, please.
Right. Right.
For real.
Well, it's almost snuggle time.
It is. Well, thank you so much, Gary Lambert.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Have fun tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
See you next Saturday.
Good night.
Good night. Guys, so much fun, right? So, Rana, yes, I do this every day, every night. You got to come be my guest. Be sure and stop by Thursday for Paul McCartney and Shelly Yokohama. What are they talking about? What? Totally need more yo-yo. Yeah, why not? I'd love to sing with Yo-Yo Ma sometime. That would be fun. I'm ready. I mean, last night, Tom Costanzo and Keith Hall, slamming show. Thanks again for those of you that were here at the show. Really fun. I'm going to say good morning. Good morning. It's 12:10 a.m. It is Sunday, July 11th. It is 7:11. Party time. Party time with Mama Grace. We're gonna watch a little manifest and then get ready for brunch in the morning with Patty. So you'll see us tomorrow morning. I'm gonna charge up everything and yeah, brunch, art fair, musician square table, Carl. And then Monday meandering and Monday meditation and Tuesday morning we chill and Tuesday night Dr. Andrew Rader and Wednesday morning making and bacon with Patty and Wednesday night Shauna and Thursday morning we chill and Thursday night Corona Roque. Friday morning Armando. Friday night display and share. Saturday morning one more Saturday morning with Jeff Metzger and Saturday night one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. And there are 11 of you here. Happy 7/11, right? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Happy 7/11. 2021. I'm loving it. I'm loving it hard. Stay safe, stay healthy, be nice. Big hug. Thank you, Gary Lambert. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Melanie. Mama Grace, Mama Grace, Mama Grace. I'll see you in a minute. Everybody else, I'll see you, hopefully. I'll see you in my dreams. But when I reach across the galaxy, I will say, I will miss your company. Conscious thoughts, courageous words, and a colorful heart. Love heart.